You're listening to the Big Shaw Sports Report on Northeast Streaming Sports.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Big Shaw Sports Podcast with Kelston Jones, with Big Shaw Sports Report, whichever y'all prefer, which one, but it's the same show, but just different name. So I'm not gonna hold y'all guys long at all. So I'm just gonna get right into it. I got a little bit of breaking news today. I think it was around 11:30. I don't want to be wrong, but I think it was 11:30. Lost to a great football player. I'm gonna say he was great. He was good. I can't say nothing bad about his game. If I do, I don't know anything. He was good. He was a good, great wide receiver, whichever you would want to say. But we lost former NFL star Vincent Jackson. Many may not know who he is, but we do. I know, and my partner Jay, here he is right now, who's coming in and join me on this. This is Nick Loving, everybody, from Unscripted. It's a good show with me, Jay, and Logan, and Mel. But we're gonna keep on going right quick. Jay, do you got anything to say about Vincent Jackson before I finish and continue?
Yeah, I tell you what. So the guy checks himself into a hotel January 11th. They put out a missing persons report out on this guy. Nobody knows where he's at. Only he knows where he's at. You got to think foul play at some level, either on his own accord or some other accord. I don't know how it happened. I don't know if he overdosed. I don't know. I have a feeling at some level, at some point, they're going to investigate. Obviously, going to investigate it. At some point, though, it's going to come out. I would not be surprised if it comes out and it says that he did something to himself or somebody did something to him. But something's going to come out. Because at 38 years old, you're taking something to a hotel. Nobody knows where you're at. That's too much for something not to be up. Something not to be off. Something's just off kilter with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think. Well, actually, to go back. I didn't actually know what's going on. I found out, because my phone, I got the breaking news stuff on my phone, and I ignored it at first, and then someone told me picked it up, and I saw Vincent Jackson's face on there. I said, "What? You hadn't heard from him in a long time. He hadn't been in the news or anything." But we know he was doing that charity stuff, in the Tampa Bay area. He stayed in Florida,
right?
So. What got me was they said he checked into the hotel on the 11th from his family. So something was going on that he knows about, or somebody in the family knows something was going on, because the man is just not going to leave his family and go check in a hotel, And then the police said that they seen him a couple of days prior to this, and they said he was fine. Basically, he was fine. They didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, but. Who knows what was going on? I don't know if it was suicide, but that's what's going around. Like he would think, maybe it's suicide, but we don't know. We just can't, think what it was.
Based on if you just look at based on just what we know right now, just a limited of information that we know right now, it just kind of points in that direction. But yeah, you're right. We don't know, and but at 38, God, it's such a young age to be gone from life, man. 38. I mean, I can't imagine leaving Earth at 38 years old, man. That's just insane. I don't know. Like I said, I'm saddened by it. I watched him in San Diego. I certainly watched him when he played at Tampa, and it's just, man. He could have still been playing right now. He wasn't. He was still in his mid to late 30s. He was still okay. But it's a tragedy, man. It really is. It's sad, and football all over nation. If you watch any level of sports, or pay any level of, it hits home.
It does, because we don't know. I was telling my friend earlier today. I said we don't know what these guys or ladies, be going through. We don't know that. Suicide. A person can be happy, and just can snap just like that. So like I said, we don't know what went on. Inside his mind. But It was a tragedy.
Do we know if he suffered from any concussions or anything like that? I wonder if that's going to come
I
into
don't
play.
know.
You know?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to get talked about too. But nobody really knows. It was sudden, came out of nowhere. But like I said, what stuck out to me was if I'm going to leave my family and check into a hotel and not tell nobody where I'm going, it's something going on.
Right.
Something's going on, or something happened that maybe he couldn't handle. Maybe it was money problems or something like that, or maybe the wife leaving you or something like that. Something had to happen or occurred at that time to where he checked in and nobody heard from him ever since. But before this, like I said, the police seen him and they talked to him. They said he looked perfectly fine. But Jay, to the ones that don't know Vincent Jackson, I know you got some stats somewhere. I know you got something written down somewhere.
Now, you know what? I didn't get a chance to pull up any stats, but like I said, he played roughly about 9 years in the league. I think he had roughly about 9,000 receiving yards, I believe, or somewhere in that amount.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And
he was doing well. I mean, he did well for his career. Unfortunately, his career just wasn't that long.
No, it wasn't that long. He played at I think it was Northern Colorado. I think he played at Northern Colorado. He played for the Chargers and the Buccaneers. I think that's the only two teams he played for in his.
He only played for. He started out with the Chargers, and then he ended it with the Bucs.
Yeah, had a very short career, but I mean he was a good player. For what I've seen, but for us off the field, man, we really don't know, man. This is a shocker, in the NFL community right now. I know a lot of people kind of sitting back right now, like what? Yeah, 2021 been kind of crazy. It's been rocking so far. So I don't know.
It's a crazy start, that's for sure. But it's still better than 21. We're still doing better than 2020, man. That 20, man, that's gonna go down in infamy, man. It's the worst, personal year ever.
That was worse. And I tell people all the time, man. These star athletes, they may be happy on the court or on the field, but when they go home, we don't know what kind of stuff they're going through. We really don't know. All we can do is speculate right now. But man, we don't know what these guys and ladies be going through, man. We don't know if it was maybe a concussion he probably been having, or money issues. We know a lot of players, former players, they have money issues. They go broke and they don't know how to handle it. It's just crazy, man. I know everybody's talking about it right now. It's just crazy. I don't have anything written down because I don't write stuff down anyway. I just go off,
That's
this.
You ain't never been one to write stuff down.
Yeah, I don't really have too much up there. But with Vincent Jackson, though, I know again he didn't play long, and I know he was drafted by the Chargers in the second round. I know that in the 05 draft. Now,
right.
Ask me who else was in that draft class. I don't know, but because that was a little while ago. But man, it's just sad to hear that news about Vincent Jackson. And I know we're gonna be on tomorrow. I don't know if we're gonna talk about it tomorrow. But Jay, tell everybody what we got coming up tomorrow on Unscripted, Jay.
Yeah, a few things. Yeah, we will be talking a little bit more about the Vincent Jackson. As it plays along. I don't know if we'll have it on there tomorrow since we kind of talked about it today a little bit on your show. I don't know if any details are going to really be available to talk.
Yeah,
we might just touch on it. I think we are going to touch on it. We'll talk about Trevor Lawrence and a few other key issues. We're talking about a little bit of LeBron, a little bit of Anthony Davis, and a few other topics. But yeah, that's what we'll hit a plethora. Hey, right now on Unscripted though, the good thing about that is we got Josh Bailey from another podcast, and I think his co-host is coming on our show tomorrow. Just going to do a little guest spot. And then we also got, I'm working on trying to get a baseball player from the Washington Nationals on our team, or been on the show midday in the afternoon on Thursday. He's only available from 4 to 5. So I'll probably just we might do 2 shows or 1 show. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But Right now on Unscripted, the big thing I want to talk about is we got a jersey giveaway for comments and shares, primarily for shares. Whoever shares our show the most for the month of March will be given a jersey of their choice the first week of April. And hey, these are nice jerseys, man. These ain't no $2 jerseys, man. Hey, they're stitched and they're nice, man. You can get whichever one jersey you want. So I'm excited coming up on Unscripted, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, Unscripted is a good show, and of course I'm on it. But also got Logan and Jay's wife. She is the moderator. She does a good job. She tries to keep it in line, but sometimes we go overboard with it. But I do want to apologize because this really is with Vincent Jackson. This is still kind of fresh, so it's not much that we can really say. I mean, because we don't know everything yet, so I'm sure it's still coming in. But I have a friend that's down in Florida, and what he was telling me, he said, "Man, people still there trying to figure stuff out. Nobody knows what really happened." So, but the speculation is suicide. So, because if there's no foul play, or maybe he could have died in his sleep. We don't know, but the speculation is.
The thing about this though is think about it. It just screams, like it legitimately screams suicide, man. If you're not telling people where you go, and you're checking into a hotel, and you've been in that hotel for well over a month, and they're putting missing person reports out on you, that means you're not talking to nobody, you're not telling anything to anybody, and you're just going to a hotel, and then all of a sudden you turn up dead, and you're only 38 years old.
Yeah.
And you don't have no serious medical history going on that would say other things, could have played a part, like I said, dying in your sleep. I mean, it's just the common sense of it all says that he had to have done something or taken some medication or an overdose on a medication that would have taken his life. I mean, I'm not saying he did commit suicide, but I'll tell you what, man, if I was an investigator, I would say, without a toxicology report, this would definitely be one of the main avenue that I would be looking at.
Oh yeah, that's what I think, Jay. We ain't gonna be on too much long because they say I talk too long and they say I talk too much. That's a good thing though. But Frankie said,
you know what though? I don't understand that, Big Shaw. How is it that you talk so much on this show, but then when you come on Unscripted, you're like about 5 words, and that's about it?
Well, it's too many of us. It's too many of us. You gotta say what you gotta say and spread the wealth to the next person. But Frankie said, get the Boston Bruins jersey ready.
Hey, that might be the man that wins it too, man. He really takes care of us. Frankie C takes good care of us. So
he is. I think he's gonna win it. I really do.
Look, I'm not a Boston Bruins fan, but Frankie, if you win it and that's what you want, well, damn it, I guess that's what you're gonna get.
That's what you're gonna get. But I do want to say this. I want to speak on this right quick before we go. What are the MMA or UFC? They're the same thing, right?
MMA and UFC, they're different companies, but the same sport. It's kind of like how you have like in boxing, you have WBC, IBC, all these different organizations. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much how it is with MMA. You just got different companies, but the same sport.
Yeah. The reason why I brought that up is because I was listening to Rogan. I can't think of his first name. He got a podcast. He's big time. He was on
Are you talking about Joe Rogan?
Yeah, Joe Rogan. He called the person out. We know the guy was a man. We know the guy is really a man and made himself a woman. And before I say it, I don't really care what people think. So I'm just gonna say what I say. So I think Dana White should not have let that happen. Let's say if I'm gonna say it like it is, if that man would have killed that woman in that ring, then what would have happened? We would have had lawsuits. We would have had all kinds of stuff would have happened. So I think Dana White needs to get off his high horse and say no. Stop trying to get everybody to be your friend. So you can't do stuff like that. that don't sit right with me. When I saw it, I turned the TV off when I saw that mess. I said, this can't be right.
Oh, you know about putting a man against a woman in the MMAs?
Mm-hmm.
You really can't do that, man. Honestly, it's not. I don't see how you can really, I don't know how you can really put men versus women just because, we're built different, man. I mean, a man could just, if you're not careful, like you said, he could kill him. Now, I'm not saying that a woman can't beat a man because, hey, she might be technically more proficient and she might get the points. I don't think she's going to knock him out, but she might get the points.
Yeah, she gets some.
A man is just, men are just so much stronger than women. That's just physically. Yeah. Physically, men are just stronger than women. And I think it's a moral thing for me, honestly. Yeah. I think it's just because we growing up, Shaw, you know how it is, man. We don't put our hands on women.
No.
It's really hard for people to see that.
Yeah, it is. But before we go, I will say this: suicide is real. It's crazy. Suicide. We can be happy, and then boom, just like that. But that's just crazy. But like I said, we really don't know what really happened. But that's what everything points to. So
right.
If anybody out there, if you're feeling like that, you need to get some help because that's crazy, man. 38 years old, that's a young age. I'm number 34. So that's a young age, to go out, like that. But we see stuff like that every day about suicide. You got young kids, doing it because they're getting bullied in school and all this stuff. Man, it's just crazy. It just goes back to when Robin Williams, one of my favorite actors, when he did it, we didn't think that man was like that because every movie he had, he smiled, he was happy, but we didn't know he was, going through the stuff he was going through. So,
most of the best comedians that you see out there suffer from really big bouts of depression.
Mm-hmm.
And they use comedy to basically lighten up their mode or switch gears and turn off that depression out of their mind. And so they use comedy to mask it. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say it, but suicide is really on the rise, man. It's not. I can think of lots of people that committed suicide in 2020. You had Robert Williams not that long ago, and then you had Chris Cornell, and then you had a few other musicians that committed suicide. Scott Weiland, I think, was one of them. And then now you got, a few baseball players, or you have Junior Seau doing it, Aaron Hernandez doing it, and now you got possibly Vincent Jackson doing it. I mean,
we understood. Aaron Hernandez, he was a gangster. He was a gangster. He was, man. That shocked me about him. I didn't even see that. It blew my socks off. But that's it for now. We gotta get ready for tomorrow. I gotta go to work tomorrow. And Jay, he's gonna be chilling tomorrow until our show. So that's it for now. Jay, got something to say in closing, Jay?
Yeah, I just looked at this comment, and Frankie C was talking about how he battled suicidal ideas. And I have too, man. Listen, I did a lot of time in the military, and I really struggled with that for a long time. And I've gone down that road too myself, and it's not like people think, well, why would you want to kill yourself? Why would you do this, and this? You'd be surprised, man. Life can throw you curveballs that maybe you're just not mentally prepared to take on. And sometimes that road can really be seductive to you. And But Frankie, man, my heart goes out to you. I'm glad you're still with us. And I'm glad your wife took care of you. And you're still here to come on these shows and support us. And we support you, buddy. And in closing, man, Unscripted tomorrow. And I look forward to talking more sports with you guys. And Big Shaw, you better bring it tomorrow. I better see some more than five words at a time, okay? Yeah. I want to see full paragraphs.
May not get done, but hey. It's like what follows. So you gotta spread the love. Gotta spread the wealth.
That's amazing. You don't say trash as much on your show as you do our show. You say trash
I'm by myself, so I tend not to say trash too much on it. But it's all good. It's all good. We'll be ready to rock and roll tomorrow. But I will say this though. This is crazy, man. About Vincent Jackson, though, it just blew my mind. But So,
I think we should put our thoughts and prayers out there for his family, man. Hey, that definitely will be will be in my mind, as his family as they deal with the tragedy of his loss. So if we could all put our prayers together for the family, man, I think that would be very helpful because they're going to go through a really dark time over this, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. But in closing, if you need help, seek some help, get all the help you can get. Because suicide it's very serious. But like I said, it's speculation. But if you need help, go get it. I never had the experience before, but like we said, everybody handles stuff different. Like Jay, you may handle money situations differently. I may be like, hey, I'm gonna find a way to make it somehow, some way. Some people they just take it and they just go off the hinges with it. Just like with jobs, you may get fired and you may go up and slap your boss in the face and beat up your coworkers. But me, I'd be like, you know what? Hey, there's more jobs out there. I'll be all right. But everybody's not like that. Everybody take things differently. But like I said, if your boyfriend or husband or wife or whatever, if they leave the house at 5:30 in the morning, they go check into a hotel. You ain't heard from them. You might need to, follow the paper trail. We don't know if he used a credit card or just cash, because if you use cash, you're not leaving no trail behind. But a credit card, we don't know. But stuff like that, it's very serious. So if you need help, get it. But if you can't, sometimes you just gotta take one day at a time. But that's it for right now. I know for some people it's a touchy subject, but sometimes it has to get talked about because that's what the telltale sign is pointing to. Because they said they don't see no foul play, so it's pushing to that. So, but yeah, that's bad. That's really bad.
Have you not to switch gears real quick, but have you noticed a lot of these athletes are starting to deal with Achilles injuries? A lot of them, like Anthony Davis, I think just came down with an Achilles issue. I don't think he's torn or anything, but he's really struggling with it. And this seems a lot more of these players. I wonder if they're, what's going on with the game that it just seems like more and more, Achilles injuries are starting to become a real thing in the NBA.
Not enough rest because the NBA season just ended how long ago, and now you're playing again. That's not enough time to get your body rest at all. They rushed the season back. Them the idiots, they wanted to play. So right. I don't feel bad for them at all. That's what you get rushing the season. So don't
talk more about that unscripted. It just seems like there's a rash of that going on, and like you said, we'll talk more about it on unscripted. But I think you're right, man. I think them pushing the season up like they did to try to get it in I think it's going to have more long-term negative effects than it is positive effects on the NBA. And you hate to see it. You hate to see these types of things happen. But I think, and I wonder, and I think ultimately that's really going to play heavily on Klay Thompson because he was trying to come back and look, and now he's back on the injury reserve.
He needs to retire.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's true though.
It's not there no more for him. But Jay, I think that's it for right now. But I'm gonna say it one more time until it gets in people's ears. If you know somebody out there that got some problems, get them some help. If they leave the house, the weird time they don't tell y'all nothing, y'all need to, try to see where they at ASAP and don't sit back and wait on it. Because, in closing, I think he checked in on the 11th and the cops talked to him on the 14th. So somewhere around that time frame, he was, he went on home. So
absolutely he did. Absolutely.
So something
this is crazy how fast that happened. It just came out of nowhere. It literally came out of the blue,
Yeah, and you just found him today. So he probably had to been gone for a few days. From the time the cops saw him, that was it. So to me, that's what I think. But
I think as the week goes along, I think more is going to come out on this, and I'm really going to be interested to see, what all transpired to get him where he is now. Obviously,
Oh yeah. Something, like I said, something had to happen. And that's my classmate right there, Felicia Hines. That's my classmate there. She's a great lady. She's been through a lot of stuff too, but she shook back fast. But that's it. That's it. I'll be ready tomorrow. And that's it. From the Big Shot Sports Podcast. And Jay McLovin from Unscripted. I'll be here tomorrow, 8 o'clock Central Time. So good night, everybody. Good night. Good night, Frankie and Felicia. Bye-bye.